The 13th century philosopher Rumi once said, "Don't grieve. Anything you lose comes round in another form." Simple words, but they hold a truth most of us forget. What feels like an ending might be the beginning, and what seems lost might just be returning in a new way. Have you ever felt like you've lost yourself? Not because of some big dramatic moment, but slowly, quietly, over time. You wake up one day and realize you've been living on autopilot, smiling at the right moments, answering messages, showing up. But something's missing, and it's not something small. It's you. You're still breathing, still functioning, but it feels like your soul is out of reach. Like the person you once were has faded into the background of your own life. This kind of grief doesn't have a funeral. You don't get flowers for losing yourself. No one says, "I'm sorry for your loss," but it is a loss, and it hurts. Maybe you stopped doing the things you loved. Maybe you silenced your voice to keep the peace. Maybe you spent so long being strong for everyone else. You forgot how to be soft for yourself. That doesn't make you weak. That makes you human. Centuries ago, the mystic poet Rumi from today's Afghanistan felt this too, and he wrote words that still touch souls today. He believed that forgetting yourself wasn't failure. It was a part of the journey, because only through forgetting do we remember what truly matters. You were born with wings. Why prefer to crawl through life? And sometimes, to find the truth of who you are, you have to first feel lost. In his book, The Masnavi, Rumi tells the story of a wandering monk. Once upon a time, in a crowded market, a strange figure walked among the people with a lantern in hand, though it was broad daylight. It was a monk. He wandered from stall to stall, shop to shop, peering closely into people's faces. Everyone stared back in confusion. "Why are you carrying a lantern in the sunlight?" One man laughed. "I'm looking for a man," the monk replied. "Are you blind?" "The market is full of people," the man said. "I'm looking for a real human being." They laughed again. "You're in a market full of people." But the monk shook his head. "Yes, there are many faces here," he said, "but few hearts are awake. I am looking for someone who has not forgotten their soul, someone who has not been swept away by anger or pride, someone who walks with God in both joy and suffering." He looked into the eyes of the crowd. Most people wear masks, but inside, they've forgotten their soul. They live by the wind of opinion and the fire of ego. "I'm looking for someone without one." And then he walked on, still holding his lantern in the daylight. "I will search every street," he said, "and if I find even one person who knows who they truly are, I will give my life for him." This isn't just a story about a monk. This is about us, because we all forget. We all get wrapped up in what we do, how we look, what others expect. We start living for the outside world, and little by little, we stop living for ourselves. We say things we don't mean, wear things we don't like, take pictures in moments we're not even present for, just to prove we're okay, just to keep up. We dress a certain way not because it feels good, but because we think, maybe if I wear this, people will notice me. We smile in selfies, while inside we feel lonely. But at least the photo gets likes. We tell ourselves, if I post this, maybe they'll think I'm happy. But likes don't heal you, they distract you. And the more we chase approval, the more we lose touch with the only approval that actually matters, our own. Social media trains us to perform, to filter, to compare. We scroll through perfect-looking lives, forgetting that most of them are just highlight reels. And then we wonder why we feel behind, why we feel not enough. We're addicted to being seen, but we've forgotten how to see ourselves. Don't get lost in your pain. Know that one day your pain will become your cure. Because we've all played roles to fit in. We've all worn masks to be accepted. And sometimes we wear them for so long we forget what our real face looks like. The monk was looking for someone who hadn't forgotten, someone who still knew who they were beneath the noise. And maybe you're that person, or maybe you're just beginning to remember. What if this feeling of being lost isn't the end? What if it's the beginning of something deeper? Rumi said, "Try not to resist the changes that come your way. Instead, let life live through you." The truth is, we're not meant to stay the same forever. Sometimes, life strips away what's false, so we can uncover what's real. You didn't lose yourself. You outgrew a version of you that could no longer hold your truth. You don't need to run away. You don't need a big transformation. You just need to take the first small step, returning to yourself. Here are 5 small steps inspired by Rumi. 1. Sit in silence. Just 5 minutes a day. No phone, no music, no goal. Just breathe. Let your thoughts wander. Let your soul speak. Silence is the language of God. Rumi said, "All else is poor translation." 2. Let go of who you're not anymore. You don't have to keep pretending. You're allowed to change, to evolve, to grow. Be like a tree, Rumi said, and let the dead leaves drop. 3. Follow the gentle joys. You don't need to find your purpose all at once. Just notice what feels good again. A walk, a song, the way sunlight hits your coffee mug. Those small joys, they're breadcrumbs back to your soul. 4. Be patient with the process. There is no finish line, no final you to become. You're not a project. You're a living, breathing, becoming soul, and that's beautiful. 5. Say your name back to yourself. Stand in front of a mirror, put your hand on your chest and say, "I'm still here and I matter," because you do. In Rumi's story, the monk didn't give up. He kept walking with his lantern because he believed somewhere out there was a person who remembered. And maybe today, that person is you. You were born with potential. You were born with goodness and trust. You were born with ideals and dreams. You were born with greatness. If you've been feeling lost, please hear me. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are becoming. You are walking back to yourself, and every step matters. As Rumi said, don't grieve. Anything you lose comes round in another form. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And if that someone is you, welcome back.